Hello children, hope you all are doing well today. A very warm welcome to our exciting history class. So children, in the last class we all had studied how in the beginning of 17th century most of Maharashtra was under the control of Nizam Shah and Adil Shah, and how the different powers wanted to take over Maharashtra, and there was stiff competition and conflict amongst the Portuguese, the British, the French and the Dutch. And we also learned how they all wanted to capture the markets for trade. And these powers tried to dominate, and this created instability and insecurity in Maharashtra. We also learned the various settlements, children, like the village, which was also called the Moja, and how the chief of the village was Patil, and he used to bring maximum land under cultivation, and also he was responsible for resolving all the disputes in the village. Kulkarni helped him out, and we also learned that there were various artisans in the village. We also learned about Kasbah, that Kasbah is a big village. It is usually the headquarters of a pargana. Agriculture was a main occupation here. There were various skilled artisans like carpenter, blacksmith, and there was usually a market which is also known as a pit adjacent to the Kasbah. And the Shete and the Mahajan were the watandars of the pit. We learned about what a pargana was, which is, what is a pargana, children? Yes, that's right. Many villages together made the pargana, and number of villages were not the same in all the parganas. And who were the Vatardans of the pargana? The Deshmukhs and the Deshpandes. Deshmukh was the chief of the Patils, and the Deshpandes were the chief of all the Kulkarnis in the pargana. And these officers were the link between the people and the government. However, we had learned that these officers misused their powers at times when they did not remit the amount collected from the villagers to the government. So children, we learned all of this in our previous class. Also, we learned about the calamity of the famine, how the great famine occurred in the Maharashtra in 1630, and because of which there was severe scarcity of food grains, the prices of the food grains rose, the water became scarce, there was no fodder for the cattle, so the cattle and the farm animals had died, the agriculture was devastated, the famine also put an end to the industries, all the financial transactions had come to a standstill, and people were really forced to walk away and move to faraway regions in search of a livelihood. The situation was so bad that the people were willing to sell themselves for a piece of bhakri to get some food. So it was really bad situation at that time. So all this we had learned in our previous class, children, and today we will learn how the people of Maharashtra were not treated well by the rulers, and they became used to this suffering and ill treatment. At that time, there were sons who came forward and taught people how to be happy and how to live a peaceful life. So today, we will learn how the teachings of various sons proved to be a big support to the people. In the lesson, Maharashtra before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. So today we are going to learn about the work of the Warkari movement. Society was greatly influenced at that time by blind faiths and rituals. The condition of the common people was miserable. People had lost all initiative. In such circumstances, the sons came to the rescue. Sons in Maharashtra endeavored to inspire the masses. People from all strata of society were part of the Sant tradition. For example, Sant Choka Mela, Sant Goroba, Sant Sena, Sant Narhari, etc. And Vitthal was the object of their worship. On the banks of river Chandrabhaga, the sons and the pilgrims used to rejoice in their devotion. So children, let's begin by studying about the first Sant, Sant Namdev. He was a great Sant of the Warkari movement. He performed excellent kirtans. He awakened sense of equality in men and women belonging to all castes through kirtans. His compositions are also included in the Guru Granth Sahib of Sikhs. He travelled to Punjab to propagate his thoughts and his beliefs. He was so famous that he was well known by all the common people as well as sons, and his teachings had great influence on them. His Abhang compositions are very well known. He also propagated the message of Bhagavad religion in all quarters. He strongly believed in equality between men and women. So we should also try to maintain equality between men and women, and we should respect all the rights given to them, since both of them are blessed with the same opportunities and same capabilities. So we should not discriminate between men and women at any time. Now let's study about Sant Jnaneshwar. He was also a great sant in the Varkari movement. He wrote the Bhavarth Dipika or the Jnaneshwari, which explains the meaning of the Sanskrit Bhagavad Gita. He also composed the Amrut Anubhav. He showed people a simple way of worship and conduct which the people could follow easily. Even though his life was spent in adverse circumstances, he never harbored any bitterness. His brother Sant Nivruttinath and Sant Sopandev and also his sister Muktabai are very famous for their poetic compositions. Now let's study about Sant Eknath. He was also a great sant of the Bhakti movement. His compositions include Abhang, Gwalana, Bharut, etc. He has stated Bhagavad Dharma in detail and in a very simple manner. He demonstrated that there is no need to renounce worldly matters for attaining the highest truth, which is the Paramarth. He believed that a Marathi language was not inferior to any other language. He heavily criticized those who hated other religions. He believed that all religions were the same and we should have the same respect and faith in all the religions. All the religions have their own philosophy, but the same principle which leads us to have faith and respect for God. Now children, let's study about Sant Tukaram. He belonged to Dehu near Pune. His composition Gatha is a precious treasure of Marathi language. He asks us to find God by showing love to the unhappy and the tormented. He threw in river Indriani the documents of the loans which people had borrowed from him, and he freed so many poor families from the bonds of loan. He also criticized the hypocrisy and superstition in the society. He faced the opposition from people with noble courage. There were many people who disliked his philosophy and threw his abhangas in the Indriani river. Sant Tukaram's disciples were of different castes and creeds. They include Santji Jagnade, Gangaram Panmaval, Bahinabai Siorkar, etc. So now children, as we have studied about various sons, now let's study what was the work of sons. What did they all preach together? Sons gave the message of equality to people. They taught humanity and preached that people should live together in harmony, unity and love. They taught how to live in the face of foreign invasions, drought-like situations or any other natural calamities. At a time when people did not believe in themselves and there was conflict in religion, they came forward and taught people how to preach religion in a very simple manner. Their teachings proved to be a great support for people. Their work created self-confidence in the people. They taught true meaning of religion. They also taught the society to do away with the pride arising out of caste and varna and see everyone as God's children. They faced opposition by some orthodox people, but they considered this also as part of their duty. Let's now study about Ramdas Swami. He was from Jam in Marathwada. He explained the importance of physical fitness to the people. He gave practical education and lessons in good conduct through his works like Dasbodh Karunashakta, Manache Shlok. He founded the Samarth Sampradaya and Chafal was the center of this Sampradaya. He propagated the worship of Ram and Hanuman. He traveled far and wide to propagate his thoughts. So now we know children how the inspiration for independence during foreign rule came from. We have seen the political, social, and cultural situation in Maharashtra before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. In that period, Maharashtra was under the control of Adil Shahi and other powers. Some personalities were dreaming of freedom, and among them, Shivaji Maharaj, who is considered to be a visionary of Swaraj, was on the forefront. So today, children, we have seen the work of various sons like Sant Namdev, Sant Tukaram, Sant Eknath, Sant Jnaneshwar, Ramdas Swami. So we have learnt about all these different sons. So let's now recap and see how much you all remember. So who inspired the people of Maharashtra? That's right, the sons. And who performed excellent kirtans? Absolutely correct. Sant Namdev. And where did Sant Tukaram belong to? That's correct, children. He belonged to a place called Dehu near Pune. And who was the author of Amrutanubhav? That's right, Sant Jnaneshwar. And who composed the Bharuds? Correct, children. It was Sant Eknath. And who explained the importance of physical fitness to the people? That's right, that was Ramdas Swami. Great, children. Now let's see what activity we have for you. So I want you all to visit the Google link mentioned below and complete the exercises. I'll also put this link in the description box. Now it's homework time, children. I want you all to write about these personalities and their work in your own words. The following personalities are Sant Namdev, Sant Jnaneshwar, Sant Eknath, and Sant Tukaram. So that brings us to the end of this lesson, children. Thank you very much. Hope you all enjoyed as much as I enjoyed teaching you all. Thank you. Take care and stay safe.